Halo guys, balik lagi di channel Bedrush. So, hari ini kita akan lanjutkan lagi, dan sekarang kita sudah mencapai part keempat ya, untuk story quest di event Roses and Muskets. Oke, so kita lanjutkan lagi ceritanya. Sekarang kita ke Where the Roses Bloom. Oke, kita sudah tahu siapa pembunuhnya. Ternyata pembunuhnya itu adalah novelisnya sendiri guys. Selain kita udah tahu pembunuhnya, tapi kita masih belum tahu ya, motifnya jelas balas dendam, tapi maksudnya kenapa sampai bapaknya itu harus bunuh ibunya. Jadi emang cerita yang dia tulis di novelnya itu hampir semuanya kejadian di real life novelisnya gitu loh. Jadi dia yang ini bunuh, tapi kan kalau di novelnya tuh Musketeer, kalau ini yang bunuh dia sendiri gitu loh, cuma satu orang gitu. Jadi maksudnya ceritanya soal ibunya dibunuh bapaknya itu bener guys, maksudnya kejadian di dirinya juga, terus dia bunuh, tapi dia belum sempat bunuh bapaknya, tapi dia sudah sempat bunuh eksekutornya, orang yang disuruh bapaknya untuk bunuh ibunya gitu. Makanya dia balas dendam, tapi belum sampai balas dendam ke bapaknya. Nah, bapaknya ini siapa kita belum tahu. Kita akan cerita yang sudah dikasih tahu Jeffries, tapi Jeffries enggan untuk ngasih tahu ke kita, tapi ya kita inilah hormatilah, kan emang si pembunuhnya itu nggak mau kalau alasannya kenapa dia bunuh gitu. Kita masih belum tahu ini alasannya, tapi yang jelas ya balas dendam itu. So let's go. Harusnya udah kelar ya kita bikin filmnya, paling kita tinggal ini guys, investigasi lagi, terus besok ini ya closingan storynya ya harusnya ya, terus baru lusa kita akan cobain mini gamesnya. Oke. Oke, kita masih mau ngapain nih?
Good morning. Hayaka and I were just talking about you.
Is
Apa
Chefress
mau ini?
still not joining us today?
Probably not. We haven't seen her either. Huh?
Apa mau
That's such a pity.
ini?
Director Farina said that we've only got a few small
Pamit
scenes
pulang.
left before wrapping up the entire thing. She even said that she'll get me into a couple scenes, so everyone will have a chance to shine in front of the camera.
We were also planning on having a victory feast once we're all finished filming. You can join us, right?
If only Chevros was here. I still haven't taken a photo with her.
I'm afraid that can't be helped. Those special patrol folks are like phantoms when they've got a case on their hands.
But to be honest, I'm even more concerned by what I read in the Steambird earlier this morning. It said that the killer in the murder case was none other than the author of the Two Musketeers.
Oh yeah, I heard about that too. He
Oke,
came
jadi udah
over and confessed
diberitain
his
ya.
crimes, but gave no explanation as to why he pulled the trigger.
Nah, tapi
We
belum
didn't
ada
know
penjelasan
about
kan
this case at
kenapa
all
dia
when we
bunuh.
joined the film. Is it going to affect the reception of our work?
From a pure publicity standpoint, this will draw a lot more attention to our film. I have to say, though, that no director can be perfectly comfortable with garnering attention through means other than artistic skill.
To be fair, I feel like that ship sailed the moment you allowed yourself to be named as the director on our posters.
It's not my fault that I'm super popular. What was that saying again? My popularity has,
Sunk to an all-time low?
spread to the four corners of Tibet.
Started Roses and Muskets Act 4. Tung teng teng tung teng. Oh masih, kira kemarin kan udah scene terakhir. Ini scene apa ini? Scene ekstra?
Excuse me, everyone.
Xavier! Feels like it's been ages since we last saw you.
I've been talking non-stop with the Film Association, and I'm absolutely swamped trying to coordinate the film's marketing. So forgive me for not being around more often, but please believe me when I say that I will make sure everyone's hard work gets the exposure it deserves.
Oh, seems like you've been fighting your own battles.
Yes, that's one way to put it. Oh, and before we begin the final round of filming, please allow me to finally introduce you to the original investor of our film, Mr. Morris.
Apa ini?
A pleasure to meet you.
Jangan-jangan dia
Yes, glad to make your
bapaknya
acquaintance, Mr.
si
Morris.
Novelis, guys.
We've heard about
Jangan-jangan
the
ya.
issues you've encountered with your financial situation,
Bisa
and
jadi.
genuinely hope that things have taken a turn for the better.
Oh, well, the situation has indeed improved somewhat.
Don't worry,
Kan
Mr.
pada nggak
Morris.
tahu guys
Accidents and
siapa
last-minute challenges
bapaknya
happen all the
Novelisnya,
time.
kan dia
There's
ngakunya
no need to blame
sebagai
yourself over it.
ini,
The
sebagai
good
apa,
news
sebagai
is that
yatim
we're
piatu
almost
kan
done
gitu.
filming now.
Maksudnya terus
And
batang
I
karet
would
dia
even say
nggak ngaku
that this
siapa
is the
orang
best
tuanya,
story
dia
I've ever
dia
seen.
pura-pura lupa lah gitu.
Is
Terus
that
akhirnya dia
so?
diangkat anak itu loh.
I see, that's great news.
All right, now that
Di
we've
panti
gotten all
asuhan
the
ngakunya
pleasantries
udah nggak
out
tahu
of the
siapa
way,
orang tuanya, terus
let's get the show
diangkat
on the
jadi
road.
anak sama siapa. Soalnya
We'll
yang mati
mostly
itu
be filming
ibunya
typical
yang
people and
asli.
scenery from the
Kayaknya
streets
Mr.
today
Morris
to improve
bapaknya
the
deh,
sense of
bapaknya yang asli
environmental
jangan-jangan guys.
ambiance in some parts of the film. Oh,
Makanya yang tahu cuma
and
Save
there'll
Fresh,
be a
yang dikasih
cameo
tahu
for
cuma
Mr.
Save Fresh, kita
Kamisato
belum
and
dikasih
Miss
tahu soalnya.
Yoimiya as well. They'll be used to show outsider perspectives on the fates of the two musketeers.
That's right. Ayato should be here any minute.
Excellent! Then let's start with the scenery shots. Camera and clapper loader, you're up.
Iya, kayaknya
Remember,
plot twistnya
all we
Mr.
need are
Morris
some
itu
wide
bapaknya
zoom
Novelisnya
shots of the
deh.
streets.
Bapaknya
If
yang
you happen
asli
to
ya,
find
bukan
some
yang
particularly
ngangkat
lovely
guys.
patches of flowers and grass, feel free to grab some close-ups of those as well. Ready? Lights! Camera! Action! Okay, now move the camera slowly. Try to focus on that flower. What's wrong? Just adjust the focal length a bit. Something the matter?
What?
Huh? But wasn't it working fine for all the days before? Veronique, can we try a different camera?
No problem. How about this one?
All
Rusak
right,
gini dan
let's give it another try. Lights, camera, action!
rusak
Don't tell
gini.
me. This one is broken too. Veronique, do we have any other spare ones we can use?
I'm afraid we only brought these two today.
What? Then go find a workshop to get them repaired right away. Oh, and you too, Bono. Go find our spare camera in the warehouse and bring it back to the set.
On it.
Marah-marah Brina.
Greetings, everyone. My apologies for the delay. Is something the matter, Ayaka?
It seems like there are some issues with the filming equipment today. We're stuck for the moment.
I see.
Well, let's not just stand here twiddling our thumbs. Actors, to the makeup booth. We'll start on the next scene as soon as we get a working camera.
Kenapa kameranya rusak tiba-tiba?
The people at the workshop told me that the part which holds the lens in place seemed to have fallen off. That's super strange. It was perfectly fine just yesterday.
Well, no time to dwell on that now. Let's get back to filming. Ahem! Quiet on set! Places, everyone! Lights! Camera!
Yoimiya dapat
Action!
peran anjir.
By the way, have you heard about that recent murder case?
Yes, I have.
Jadi
Seems that they've caused
NPC
quite the
anjir.
commotion in the city.
Jadi
That the chief of the guards
pemeran
is so mad
anu
about
anjir.
not catching the
Pemeran
culprit that he's about to
ekstras.
explode.
Oh. I find that quite hard to imagine.
Dari
Considering
pemeran
how he
utama
already
jadi
looks most
pemeran
days.
pembantu anjir.
Director, we have a problem.
Oh, we're in the middle of a take! Couldn't you wait until we wrapped up this scene?
No, Director, our film, all the finalized film that
Wah,
we've been
hilang,
keeping in the
anjir.
case has disappeared.
Oh, wait, what did you say?
Filmnya hilang semua
Mr. Bono,
datanya.
please take me to where the film was kept right away.
I'm coming too.
No, Yoimiya, you have to stay here. Oh. Okay, listen up. Everyone who's not working on this current scene can go with Bonneau to look for the film. Everyone else, stay put and wrap up the scene. Unbelievable. How could all these problems happen in just one day?
Kok rusak, filmnya hilang, anjir. Data-datanya
We're
hilang.
back.
How did it go? Did you find the film?
We found it in the sewers.
Anjir,
Huh?
ketemu sih tapi
In the sewers?
di
Is the
selokan
film
anjir.
still okay?
We discovered it just in time, so we should still be able to
Oke,
salvage it.
masih aman tapi.
The others are checking now to see if we lost any specific scenes.
You scared me for a moment there. I nearly thought we had lost everything. I really don't want to experience that feeling of despair again.
Okay, but who could have stolen the film and dumped it there?
Mr.
Could
Morris
be,
tadi pasti.
Some competitors working on other films.
But if they wanted to harass us, why wait until the last day?
Orang suruhannya dia pasti.
We don't have time to really look into it right now. Let's strike while the iron is still hot and wrap this thing up once and for all.
Yeah, let's finish it.
Oke. Final scenes.
I would like to officially announce that our entry to the festival, The Two Musketeers, has now concluded filming.
Paimon is spent. It's so late already.
Even though the filming process proved to be extremely challenging, everyone provided valuable and unique contributions to the final product. Thank you all for your dedication and support.
And just like Director Farina, I would also like to extend my most heartfelt thanks to all of you. Really, you've all helped me so much.
All right, let's save the awards speech for later, and hopefully also get some rehearsals in before the real thing. Anyway, now it's time to party! Let's all make our way to the beach and have a celebration feast so loud and fun that even the blubber beast will want in.
Oke, sudah kelar ya filmnya. Terus kita ngapain? Ting ting. Ini pasti si Morris itu mencurigakan anjir.
Hey, Ayato! How's your work been going?
Everything went rather smoothly. Thank you for your concern.
Ayato told me that we've already confirmed the dates for some Inazuma Fontaine cultural exchange events. So the next time we visit, we'll be doing so in our capacities as the representatives of the Yashiro Commission.
Oh, that's great! Then maybe Paimon will be able to find Fontaine detective novels in Inazuma from now on. Oh, wait. Wouldn't Yaimiko get upset if that happens? That would be stealing some of her business. You've got a point. She's always complaining that light novels have become bland and too predictable after all.
The cultural exchange won't only feature literatures of both nations, of course. We have also made plans for cross-cultural engagements in the fields of gourmet cuisine, toy making, and artisan craftsmanship.
Whoa! Paimon's getting super excited now!
When the time comes, be sure to visit and participate in all the events.
Ting ting ting.
Farina!
Oh, my darling clapper loader and camera operator. You've both worked really hard.
Paimon thinks you worked even harder than us. Honestly, Paimon was getting a little tired of playing with the clapperboard by the end of it. Worst of all, Paimon started having dreams of you shouting, "Lights, camera, action!" into Paimon's ears. The actual dream can't even start until you've yelled that.
Hey, if anything, shouldn't I be more grand and delightful than your dreams? We've been through so much together, and that's how your brain remembers me?
That's not Paimon's fault. We've just used the clapperboard too much lately.
Anyway, what's most important is that we wrapped the film. I'm pretty confident that we'll take first prize. Hey, no need to mention the official name.
Furina
Wait, now that
Award.
you mention
Namanya emang
it, if
Furina
we did
Award,
win
guys.
the prize, would Farina just get a statue of herself?
mendapatkan patungnya
Come
sendiri.
on, I don't need that kind of attention. Xavier can accept the reward on our behalf.
But just imagine! Farina accepting the Farina Award and holding a Farina statue.
I'm going back to my dessert now. You all can keep discussing that on your own.
Dong, 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 dong. Dong, dong.
Chiori!
Hey, you two.
Are you not really into these kinds of big social occasions?
Not particularly. But this is still better than Fontaine Fashion Week.
But if this film becomes a big hit, people will definitely come flocking to your shop.
Yes, that's highly likely. As long as the film can premiere as planned.
Are you still worried about the case?
That and all the obstacles we had to face today.
You're right. It's as if all our bad luck just manifested at once.
But why today of all days?
Dan kenapa pas ada si Morris doang?
No, it's nothing.
Mencurigakan, bro.
We've
Morris
already delivered the film to the
pembuat
editor, so
onarnya,
there
ya.
should be nothing more to worry about.
How are you doing, Mr. Morris? You having a good time?
Well, you could say that. Do you happen to know when the party is scheduled to end?
Judging by how much fun everyone's having, I'd say probably not until well after midnight. Is there something that you still have to take care of at home, Mr. Morris?
Oh, well, I'm just not a late night person, so I might take off shortly.
Oh no! Silly me. I almost forgot something super important.
Oh, what is it?
I prepared a whole batch of fireworks for the party, but I forgot to bring them over from the warehouse.
Fireworks, you say? That's, truly a pity. Sorry things didn't go as planned.
Could you help me carry them over, Mr. Morris? I won't be able to fetch all of them by myself.
Me? Are you sure that you can't find anyone else?
I just wanted to make this surprise for everyone. The warehouse isn't far from here. We'll be there in no time. Pretty please, Mr. Morris. These are some of the best fireworks I've ever made. So I also want you to see them before you leave. They're stunning. I promise that they'll be a once-in-a-lifetime experience that you'll never forget.
But...
It's okay. Just come with me. If we're sneaky enough, nobody else will see us leaving.
All right.
Ngapain tuh?
The warehouse is right over here. I moved the fireworks there in advance, so it shouldn't be too much work bringing them back.
It's still a ways away from the party.
Kenapa? Ketawa-ketawa sendiri, Cek.
It's dark in here.
Oh.
Wait here, Mr. Morris.
Sin,
I
bro.
think the light switch should be somewhere over here.
Waduh,
Why did I have to get roped into this? What was that?
Anjir, ketembak.
Who's there? Get me out! Get me out of here!
Did you really think you'd get away, Morris?
Tuh kan.
You've got the wrong guy! It wasn't me! I'm not the killer!
You know, Eliza died a far more heroic death than this. She fought your assassin to the end, to save the children she had hidden beneath the floorboards.
Tuh kan yang bunuh.
That is Eliza's pendant. The one with a photo of you two inside. The one you gave her. Ring any bells?
It's a fake! It has to be! There's no way!
No way your assassin didn't destroy it, you mean? Did you ever love her, Morris? Or was killing her always the plan?
No, please. Listen to me. I told Eliza to keep us a secret. I paid her plenty for her silence. I never thought she'd keep the child. Everything was gonna come out, and I had no choice. She'd forced my hand. No! I'm begging you. I have money. Just name your price, please.
You can keep your Mora, and you can go to hell. I'm Captain Shavraz of the Special Patrol. Morris, you're under arrest for Eliza's murder.
Oh, emang sudah direncanakan makanya. Jadi ada bukti ya.
You're under arrest too. Prop manager Veronique.
Tuh kan, dia juga terlibat.
Or perhaps I should call you the Second Musketeer.
Oh, anaknya 2.
Wait, what's going on? This wasn't in the script.
Drop the gun, Veronique.
Why? Why would you keep me from exacting revenge on this heartless monster?
Kirain
Drop
anaknya
your weapon.
1,
This is my
2,
final
anjir.
warning.
Literally sama dengan story-nya ya.
What is going on?
Anaknya cewek
Do I have
cowok
to spell
sama
it
kayak
out
di
for you,
novelnya
Morris?
gitu.
Everything that took place just now was staged to get you to confess the truth. But
Anjir,
this last
kapan
part
kita
is all
merencanakan
improv,
aja.
of course.
Tuh kan, tapi ternyata bener kan, Veronique ternyata punya peran. Anjir, gua mah ngiranya Veronique yang bunuh ibunya, ternyata bukan. Ya, maksudnya kirain
It's because
apa
even I had
namanya
no way to
pembunuhnya
confirm my
Veronique, tapi
theory
ternyata
until
bener
now.
dia second musketeernya.
Thank you for your
Tapi yang bunuh
performance,
kakaknya
Romeo.
kok, yang bunuh
Could I trouble you to go and bring in the
apa?
other special patrol members?
Yang
They should
bunuh
be on standby just
eksekutornya
outside.
ibunya itu.
Oh, and please tell the other cast members not to worry about us. We'll be rejoining them shortly.
On it.
So what do you think, Morris? Care to talk about what happened 20 years ago?
Jadi emang ini direncanakan biar
My
kita
patience is
punya bukti
limited, you
Morris
know.
yang ngaku gitu.
Don't force me to take you back to the interrogation room. I'd wager that you wouldn't last for more than a minute in there. With the recording we made, you have no chance of winning in court. Cooperating with us now is the most practical move.
All right. I'll talk. I hired an assassin to murder Eliza. She once worked as a maid on my family's estate. She was very beautiful, and after some time I fell for her. We kept our relationship a
Jatuh cinta
secret,
sama
carried
maidnya
out an
sendiri ya.
affair for some time, but it wasn't long before she became pregnant.
Walah,
If my parents ever found out,
kebobolan.
they would have stripped me of my inheritance and status, driven me out of my home.
Oke.
I also didn't expect Elisa to insist on bringing the pregnancy
Tapi
to
Elisa
term.
nggak mau
She
ini,
even
nggak
asked
mau
me to leave my
aborsi
family
kan.
and travel far, far away with her.
She believed that you were truly in love with her.
I didn't have a choice. I gave her a large sum of Mora, told her to leave the family and to get rid of the baby. But then years later, she sent me a letter. There were photos of 2 children, and she even asked if I could find some time to visit them.
Huh? 2 children? Paimon thought Baptiste was the only...
Berarti kembar cowok cewek anjir.
Even if she had the children against your will, you could have just ignored the letter entirely. Why kill her?
I had just gotten engaged to be married to an heiress from another wealthy family. So if anyone were to find out
dia
about Elisa, my
dijodohin.
life would be completely ruined. I didn't have a choice.
Daripada ketahuan,
You always had
terus
a
dia
choice.
bunuh Elisa.
You just made the wrong choice. Again.
Do you know how it feels to watch your mother be killed right in front of you? My brother and I were hardly even school age yet. We were hidden beneath the floorboards, grasping each other's hands like a lifeline.
Mau
We were so
ngeweknya
terrified that we
doang, nggak
didn't
mau
even know we
dinikahin
could ever
anjir.
take a breath. All we could do was to watch Mother try to fight back, and then collapse to the floor. Even after the assassin left, we were still too terrified to leave our hiding spot. We thought that he
Ya
might
ini
come back.
mau enaknya doang.
It was only until
Tapi
the next evening
memperjuangkan nggak mau
when we
anjir.
finally climbed out and gathered around our mother.
Berarti yang nggak cinta itu mah namanya
But
guys.
she-
Kalau kayak gitu mah.
Had
Kalau
already
cinta mah
become
ya
cold
diperjuangkan
and
anjir.
stiff to the touch.
You made up your mind right then and there to bring this case to light.
Not only that, we resolved to get our revenge.
And that's why you became the Musketeers.
No, that's why I became a musketeer. The man from before was also killed by me. My brother had nothing to do
Oh,
with
yang
it.
bunuh dia juga.
figured
Oh,
as much.
kakaknya nggak
You
ini.
did?
I once told these two
Nggak
that
apa,
he didn't look like a killer to
ikut
me.
bunuh, tapi ya
His
mereka
confession from that night
sama-sama
also
inilah.
rubbed me the wrong way.
Yang bunuh ternyata yang
I
ceweknya
think what
juga,
really
guys.
tipped me off
Yang
was how could I
adiknya
not
ini,
feel a
si
sense of
Veronica ini yang
regret
bunuh
in him?
ternyata, yang bunuh eksekutornya.
He confessed faster than any criminal I've ever met, but he didn't say a single word about you. He insisted
Tapi
that
dia
he was
pengen
the sole
ngakuin
perpetrator in the
biar
case.
adiknya nggak kena.
But
anjir.
after the questioning ended, I disassembled the musket we dug up from his backyard, put it in front of him, and told him to reassemble it. Wanna guess how far he got? He had no idea where to even start. He's never touched a gun in his life.
Di tes ternyata
Based
nggak
on
ahli
that,
megang senjata.
I determined that he was not
Kakaknya
acting
yang cowok.
alone. He only surrendered himself
Dia
to draw
cuma
our
acting
attention and
biar
create
si
a moment of
Veronica
opportunity
ketangkap
for his
gitu.
partner. So,
Biar
I decided to play along.
biar yang disalahin
And as
si
expected,
yang cowok
the second
kakaknya.
musketeer followed us without hesitation once she saw Morris get separated from the rest of the cast. Besides, why else would he call the novel The Two Musketeers?
But how did you know it was Veronique?
I figured it out the moment Baptiste told me his father's name. That so-called financial crisis was all just a ruse. He just wanted to sign up as the investor and then leave the film without any source of funding. After all, he has a vested interest in minimizing the reach of this story. It's really just the same thing as what he did to Eliza all those years ago.
Human scum.
But then Xavier pulled out all the stops and got the film made against all odds. Morris couldn't have that. With the killer in custody, he figured it was safe to act. And so he came to visit the set today, just as I expected.
Wait, so you were behind all those mishaps today?
As for the
Iya,
identity
si
of the
Morris
second
nggak mau filmnya
musketeer,
jadi,
I
guys.
assumed
Makanya
they'd
dia
probably stay
alasan
close to Morris
ini
and look
kan,
for an opening.
nggak punya duit
And if they
buat
already knew that
membiayai,
Morris was the
ternyata
film's
dia
investor,
nggak
then
mau
that
kalau
narrowed the
film
list
ini
of potential
berhasil gitu.
suspects as
Ternyata
well.
filmnya jalan pada
Furthermore,
mau
being
nggak
the props
dibayar
manager
gitu
would
loh.
allow the culprit to avoid scrutiny by
Makanya mau
purchasing
nggak mau dia
mechanical
harus
parts in the
ngerusak
name
itu,
of the crew.
makanya dia kesini lagi
With that
si
hypothesis
Morris
in
gitu.
mind, I went back to check Baptiste's orphanage adoption records. Guess whose name I saw on the same page, just a few lines from his.
My brother. He trusted you.
As in, he trusted me to perform the deed on his behalf?
He trusted you to stand on the side of justice.
I am.
I thought you could do it as well. Oh, the look on your face when you told him to go to hell. I really thought you'd put a bullet in his brain. You know what he has done. Are you telling me that you'd rather see him spend the rest of his life living like a king in the fortress of Meripede? I will never be able to forget the feeling of my mother's cold, lifeless hands. And you would call this ending fair? Is this what you call justice?
I won't lie, Veronique. I did hesitate when your brother first told me about the truth. I wondered. I agonized over whether I should really put a bullet in his head.
So why don't you?
Because that should never be how justice is carried out in this world. Perhaps, to you, justice is simply reciprocated. An eye for an eye, and a life for a life. But everyone has their own understanding of justice.
Justice.
If everyone were to
beda-beda
pursue
sih,
their own
guys.
definition of it, there would be no more order in
Kadang
this
biar
world.
Tuhan yang balas gitu loh.
Today, you'll kill Morris. And tomorrow, his children may come for
malah
you.
jadinya muter terus.
The world cannot render judgments based on a desire for revenge. That will only lead to a cycle of revenge.
Malah
As well
isinya
as the
balas dendam
destruction
terus
of
kan
order
gitu
and
loh.
civilized society. Fontaine
Ya
is
udahlah,
founded on
biar
a set of
ntar
laws and a
suatu saat yang
standardized
balas
code
yang
of justice.
Tuhan aja yang balas
That is
gitu
why
kan.
we are the nation of justice. But with all that said,
Meskipun
I
ya
will promise you
sebenarnya
this.
mata dengan mata,
Morris will not lead a cushy life in the
nyawa
fortress of
dengan
Meripede.
nyawa.
Shavros, the rest of the special patrol is here.
Kalau udah ada
Thank you so much,
ahli hukumnya,
Yoimiya.
ya biar
Letelier,
yang ahli
Tirena,
yang,
please take them
yang
away.
apa, yang berwenang aja yang ini, yang ngurus itu loh guys. Dan biar Tuhan nanti yang balas kan.
I still can't agree with your reasoning.
I know.
Justice has not been delivered. At least, not today.
Masih dendam ya.
Shavros.
Let's go. We should give an explanation to the crew. Thank you for your concern. I'm fine. I'm just thinking,
About the things in life that have driven people to take justice into their own hands.
Oke. Kita balik. Setelah kerusuhan yang ada di dalam gudang, ternyata Yoimiya punya alasan. Tapi kok kalian kapan merencanakannya, anjir? Tiba-tiba udah langsung acting aja.
Who would have thought Morris would turn out to be... I'm at a loss of words. How could he have done something like this?
I'm just glad that you're all safe and sound. Who knew that such a labyrinth of cases would be behind this story?
Well, what should we do now? We have a finished film, of course, but should we still go ahead with the premiere?
What do you mean? Shouldn't you be even more motivated to spread the word now that you've learned the truth?
Chiori is right. I'd also like more people to see this story for themselves.
But the real ending of the story seems to have deviated somewhat from the one in the script. Is that still acceptable to you, Miss Chevreuse?
The call is yours. We still have time to reshoot an ending if that's what you'd like.
No, it's fine as is. I like what we have for the catharsis. Romanticism is what gives works of art their appeal. Fiction is able to explore means of restitution that could never work in real life. Just like the real world, the world of stories also has its own set of rules and justice. These different possibilities are what initially drew me to reading in the first place.
Sounds good to me. I support your decision.
What about Veronique? Will she be okay?
She will soon face her judgment alongside her brother and Morris. If I had to guess, they'll probably all be sent to the fortress of Meripede. I'll make sure to give Risley a heads up about it.
Risley.
Oh, you mean that kind of heads up?
Exactly.
Ahem. All right, then the matter's settled. Now that everything's been taken care of, there's no reason for us to keep
Sudah
looking all
tinggal besok
gloomy and grumpy.
ini ya
Let's get back to the
perayaannya
feast and
sama
enjoy
lihat
each
filmnya
other's company.
paling terus
We'll be
ini
starting
kan
the post-production process
award-awardan kan
tomorrow.
besok. Oke.
You should join us, Chevreuse. You missed the first few hours of the party, didn't you?
All right. Count me in.
Then I'll wait for you over there. There's still some good news that I'd like to share with Chevreuse.
Traveler, Paimon, could you wait for me by the sea after the party ends? I'd like to go on a brief walk with the two of you. Thank you very much.
Anjir, main kartu ya. Main TCG. Anjir, ternyata suka sama maidnya, tapi kan kalau ya anggapannya kalau bangsawan terus pacaran sama maid kan ntar malah
Sorry
ini
for the
kan,
wait.
malah
we weren't
turun
waiting long
derajatnya
at all.
kan gitu.
Is there something
Makanya
else you wanted to tell us?
yang
No, I
dulu
don't have anything new to share.
ininya dia
I just
perhatian
felt
dia
that
nggak cinta,
since
anjir,
you were
cuma
my
pengen
investigation
enaknya doang,
partners,
anjir.
I should have another conversation with the two of you.
Hamil terus bingung,
Traveler,
anjir.
How
Bangsat
would
emang.
you have responded to Baptiste's request if you were in my shoes? When I was young, my father often took me here to swim. We'd come rain or shine, even when it was freezing cold. He told me that swimming was the best activity to train one's strength of will. You could never give up before reaching the shore, especially when the water was cold.
Oh? Why's that?
Because the moment you give up would be the moment you die. At that point, I still hadn't received my vision. One winter, the chilly wind felt almost like knives on my skin, and the seawater was so frigid that it numbed my toes the moment I stepped in. I cried and begged my father to spare me from having to swim across, but he wouldn't listen. He used to be a member of the Special Patrol as well. You could say it was his way of educating his children.
That sounds awful.
When he saw that I wouldn't stop crying, he just picked me up and tossed me into the icy water. The bone-chilling cold took away my senses. I couldn't feel anything but fear and rage. I waited for my father to save me, but one look and I knew he'd already started swimming for the opposite shore. I realized that if I were to give up, I really would die right then and there. I used all of my strength to try and catch up to my father. Those few minutes felt longer than my whole life up until that point. I did, however, make it to the other side. I've never felt afraid about anything in my life after that, nor have I ever cried again.
That way of teaching would have never worked on Paimon.
Yeah, I don't think that was the right method for anyone. It's just that, working now as I am in the pursuit of justice, I still sometimes feel like I've been tossed into that winter sea all over again. The anger and the helplessness.
Chevreuse.
But the worse I feel, the more I know to never give up. The alternative would be to forever lose myself among the waves. Anyway, how about a race? Neither of us will drown, but we can still see who swims faster.
You guys go ahead! Paimon will grab the clapperboard to mark the start of the race.
Oke, sudah kelar harusnya. Part keempat. Oh, belum anjir. Balapan renang dulu. Kacau katanya.
Oh, that felt good.
You were so fast in the water, Chevreuse. You were swimming even faster than Paimon could fly. So, about the Special Patrol, did you join because of your dad?
Partly, but I'd say I was more inspired by the heroes I read about in stories growing up.
Oh, so it's due to your love of stories.
Of course, it was only after I joined the Special Patrol that I learned that truth is often stranger than fiction. Come on, let's walk a bit more. To be honest, I do sometimes question whether the decisions I make are the right ones. But I know that no matter what, I must keep swimming. Because the only thing I've got my eyes on is the shore in the distance.
Ding, 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 dong, ding. Ding, 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 ding.
Thank you for coming on this walk with me. I feel a lot better after getting all that off my chest.
Huh. We're nearly back at Baptiste's house.
Huh. You're right. I didn't realize we were so close.
He really did plant a lot of flowers. It's just like how he described it in the story.
Huh? Wait. Paimon, Traveler, look! The rainbow roses in the garden. They're in full bloom now.
Oke, sudah kelar. So, besok act terakhir guys. Dan act terakhir itu acara award ya. Acara award.
Even though it's a bit late, I must thank you for investigating this case with me. Not on behalf of the Special Patrol this time. It's a personal expression of gratitude from yours truly. Thank you for looking out for me. I'll see you at the award ceremony. I'd be very surprised if we don't win.
Oke, dan kita udah sangat yakin menang, apalagi direktornya adalah nama ininya sendiri guys, nama awardnya nama direktor kita sendiri, anjir, Furina Award. Jadi kalau nggak menang kayak nggak mungkin sih, tapi ya kita lihat aja besok. So sampai di sini dulu aja. Case part keempat adalah ngasih tahu case-nya, siapa pembunuhnya. Jadi emang benar ternyata plot twistnya Morris itu bapaknya si Baptiste sama bapaknya si Veronique, dan ternyata Veronique itu masketirnya juga guys, sedangkan Baptiste-nya itu nggak bisa nembak, cuman dia tahu apa yang dilakukan adiknya. Ya dia juga pengen balas dendam sih, cuman kan karena yang jago nembak adiknya, jadi adiknya yang kerja, dan karena dia sayang banget sama adiknya dan nggak mau adiknya ketahuan, akhirnya dia ngaku kalau dia yang bunuh, padahal dia nggak pernah megang senjata sama sekali gitu. Oke, so besok kita lanjutkan lagi. Besok adalah act terakhir, baru lusa kita akan cobain mini gamesnya. Oke guys, so sampai berjumpa besok lagi, and have a good day. Bye bye.